baseui. My favorite UI library just dropped a new component, a drawer. And no, not radix UI. I talk about baseui, also a component library, but way better maintained. This drawer component is long awaited, and so far I can say that this is my favorite React component of 2026. You probably know shadcn. Shadcn has also a drawer, but this one is kind of like a little bit aged. Like, it's still using the Vol by Emil Kowalski. And don't get me wrong, Emil Kowalski is awesome and all he does is crazy, but his library Vol is kind of outdated if you look at the changes here, and yeah, the issues are rising. That's why we now have this new drawer by baseui. And oh boy, I really like it. But okay, I'm sorry, what is a drawer, right? We click it, it's just something that comes into place from one side, either from top, bottom, left or right. That's a drawer. It's like a dialog, but not centered. Looks pretty default here, right? What makes this component so special? Why do I like it that much? Let's just have a quick look at the anatomy. So how is this generally built up? We of course have a drawer provider, and I know this kind of looks complex here, right? That's always the case with composability. Like, there's this React concept of composable components. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, that's totally fine. That's more into the senior dev direction, and you can watch a video from, I think, Fernando Rojo right here. That's a really cool concept to make React components very reusable. So yeah, we have this provider, we have a root like always, we have a trigger to actually trigger the drawer, like this button here, for example. And then of course we have basic things like title, description, and close, and they are inside of a content, which is inside of a pop-up, which is inside of a viewport. Yeah, those components are kind of complex. So let's take a look at the examples, because some in here are really awesome. First example, we can switch the position. That's like the default thing, right? We, for example, want to open the drawer from the bottom. So we have this one. Pretty simple, pretty clean, can be used for a lot of use cases. So far, so good. Now it's already time for one of my favorite examples in here, the nested drawers. Maybe you already have an idea what's coming here. We have a drawer stack. So far, it's just a normal drawer, but if I click in security settings here, for example, you will see I have another drawer on top. And if I click into advanced options here, I get another drawer on top. You have to see this in action. This is so clean. I can now even click to the drawers before, and everything is so smooth and clean. And even if I take the height of this text area and drag it bigger, it's all fluently animated. That's what I really love about baseui. It's just everything is animated by default. Everything just looks great. Next awesome example are snap points. First time I read through this, I was like, I don't know what this is. But yeah, actually it's more of a thing on mobile, I think. So let's go into the inspect mode. So now we just have this iPhone 14 Pro Max here and open this snap drawer. So this is a drawer that is now opening in a default view 50%, for example, and I can drag it actually bigger. So that's the snap point where the drawer now takes up nearly all the space. So if I'm here in the middle, it will choose the next point. That's what snap points are. Let's stay in this iPhone 14 Pro Max mode, because I think this component really shines on mobile. It really feels very, very native, especially with the example I'm going to show you in a minute. But first, the indent effect, which is also pretty cool. It's here hard to see, like I'm opening the drawer and I get this indent effect here on the outside. But if you use that for your whole application, it really gives a cool effect. I think we will see that more often. And then we have the non-modal. A modal is usually something where when you click outside of the modal itself disappears. Now you can set modal to false so that if you open your modal, you can't close it by clicking outside of the modal. It's still there. So you can still operate on the level below and have this modal still opened. I think that can be pretty usable as well. Then we have this simple mobile navigation example. I'm not sure if this is a finished example. It looks not really finished. Keep in mind that this is just a preview, so it's not finally released. It's now still iterating over it. It's just a first look here. And then we have my favorite, the open action sheet, because that one really feels native. And with native, I mean mobile native, because that's the biggest problem of the web, isn't it? Like, we always want that on mobile, things feel like a mobile app. And this really feels like a mobile app. Like, if I open this action sheet, it's just looking so iOS-like. And yeah, gives me some options. You really have to test this on your mobile phone, because I think on real mobile phone, there you actually start feeling the magic. As you can see from the examples, this component really is dope. It has a lot of settings. So I hope shadcn will jump into it here and create a great abstraction on top of that we then will all use in our projects. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe this channel. It would really help me grow. And in a few days, I will make the next video about baseui, which will be pretty cool.